Hi everyone, it's Christine here and I have a new junk journal to share with you today. This is a design team project for Mrs. Cog. Before we get started and dig into a walkthrough of this journal, I have to absolutely point out that the only way I know how to make a journal like this is through Mrs. Cog's amazing keepsake journal class that she has available on her Etsy shop. So if you click on the show more button of this video below in the description box, you will see a link to that course as well as a special code that is unique to me and to the work that I do for Mrs. Cog, where you will receive a significant discount on her course. The course teaches you how to make a junk journal that is a hard book. This is made of chipboard. It is handmade from start to finish. She teaches you everything you need to know, and it is step by step and so detailed and so wonderful that I am able to create these beautiful journals, which is so wonderful to me. So before I sit down and we dig through the inside of the journal, I want to pick it up and kind of show you the beadwork. If you've seen any of my other journals, you know that I'm obsessed with beads. So here is the top. As you can see here, I have a lot of muslin tabs. Couldn't speak, sorry. And then I have a lot of either owl clips or paper clips that are holding the beads that you see here on the top. So there's just some beautiful beadwork here that I really wanted you to see. This one is particularly beautiful. This is a beautiful flower that I have attached to I believe that one's attached to an owl clip. And then I just have some beautiful pink beads that I've picked up various places, mostly Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I think those are the only two places I found pink beads. And you know, it's weird. It's a little hard to find pink beads. They don't really have a huge selection like they do of the blues or the reds, but anyway, I found enough to create this journal. Here's a beautiful flower I wanted to show you. And then here's another one. All those are from Michael's. And then here's the cover. Now this image, what I used for most of my images throughout this journal is from a digi in Mrs. Cog's shop, and I will have a link to that, called Pink in the Garden. But I did find a few of my own images to kind of go throughout the journal as well. And this image on the cover is one of those images that I found, and this goes out to Mrs. Cog. Mrs. Cog loves sunflowers. She grows them. She's become an amazing friend and an amazing mentor, but most importantly an amazing friend. And so I had to pick this image for her. If you can see there's pink flowers on the left. Up here would be to the lady's right, and then she has sunflowers growing on the trellis over here. So I thought of you, Mrs. Cog, when I picked out this image for the cover. I hope you love it. These beautiful flowers here, these appliques, as you can see here, are from an amazing Etsy shop. It's called SM Tiffany Lane, and almost all of the lace that you see throughout this journal is from that Etsy shop. She is amazing. She has everything you could ever need for junk journal making, or if you make mini albums, even cards, check out her shop. It's amazing. I'll have a link below. I also have a little Tim Holtz word plate here that I've just backed on some canvas. It says, "Live the life you imagined." I thought that was kind of with a garden theme. The theme of this journal, if you haven't guessed, is pink in the garden. I did a lavender in the garden journal earlier. That one has sold, but so I decided to do a pink one. Here on the side is a beautiful tassel that I created. It has this beautiful flower charm here, and then it just has a bunch of, there's some sari silk, which is silk that comes from India in batches, and you kind of tear it apart and you iron it, and then you have this beautiful silk. Now it's going to shed for a few days, so don't be alarmed at that, but after about a couple weeks it stops its shedding and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So I just have some various ribbons, some eyelash trim. I did some beadwork on the tassel as well. As you can see there and there. I can't do a tassel without beads. I'm obsessed. And so this is all attached to a bulldog clip. So this is removable so that our book will lay flat. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the tassel and just set it aside. And that is the spine. And I kind of have this vine here from this beautiful applique kind of coming over onto the spine. And then the back is incredibly plain because the fabric is oh so beautiful. How can I cover that up, right? So I just left the back alone, which I usually do, quite frankly, with my journals so that they will lay flat and we can actually journal in them, which is the whole point, right? So now let me show you the side. It is tied here with beautiful sari silk. It's the same color sari silk that you see, that you saw on the little tassel on the side. I get my sari silk from one seller on Etsy. It's Victorian Gypsy Girl. I will have a link to that down below as well in the description box of this video. It's the best sari silk that I have found, and I have purchased from a few other places, and this is just absolutely beautiful. As you can see, I kind of doubled it. I don't really know how to explain it. I have two, I can't speak today. I should just stop filming this video, right guys? No, but I have two strands that go through each eyelet on the cover and on the back, which kind of makes this double looped bow. And then I just left, you know, a long length of ribbon there, which of course the recipient could cut shorter if they wanted to. This album, by the way, will be for sale on in my Etsy shop, and I will have a link to that below as well. So all the links that you need will be in the description box below. Just make sure that you click on that show more button, because oftentimes it just kind of cuts it off, and unless you click show more, you know, you're not going to see that information. Now, usually this opens perfectly, but because you guys are watching me, I'm struggling to open the sari silk ribbon on the side, but it's generally quite easy to open. So this is the journal. As you can see, it lays perfectly flat. Here's that sari silk shedding. Again, if you decide to purchase this journal, don't be alarmed by that. That's perfectly normal. That will stop within a couple weeks of the sari silk kind of just getting acclimated and being used. So don't worry about that if you receive this journal. So as you can see, it lays perfectly flat. This is kind of what it looks like fanned open. I'm going to close it for a minute before we dig into it, because I do want to show you the beadwork on the side and some of the charms that I used as well. So here I have used some coilless safety pins to add some beautiful beadwork. As you can see, I have, you know, a little flower there. That's one of those coilless safety pins. Here's a little charm attached to this tab. And as you can see, I have fabric and lace tabs throughout. This one says joy, because gardens bring such joy, in my opinion. Here's another little charm that has a sun. We need sun to grow our crops and our flowers, right? Another little smaller coilless safety pin. Here's another little charm. It's a gold little heart with a pink flower on it, and it's actually a locket, and it opens. So if one wanted to, they could put a little picture in there or something. Here is another coilless safety pin with another beautiful flower and just some beadwork there. Let's see, another little flower there. And then just, you know, kind of the same. This is my heaviest bead, and of course if the recipient wanted to take this one off, it's super easy to do. You just open the safety pin like you would a normal safety pin and take it off. But I just thought this was so gorgeous, and it fit on this 2-inch coilless safety pin beautifully, so I had to include it. It's a huge bead. This one I did get from, I'm sorry, I'm off camera. This one I did get from Joann's. And it's absolutely beautiful, so I had to include it. Here's a little charm that says hope. Here's a little leaf charm over here, and then just some more beautiful beadwork, as you can see here, as we go throughout the rest of the little tabs. So that is the side. As you can see, this is a big one. My journals are usually quite chunky, so this one is chunky, but when you tie it closed, it does close nicely, even with that large bead there. It does close quite nicely when it is tied shut. But Once you open it, it's a big one. So let's go ahead now. I'm going to sit down and we can go ahead and go through the journal. I'm going to try to do this as quickly as I can so as not to bore you guys. But I do want to make sure I show every page since this one is for sale. I want to make sure that it, you know, you see what you get if you would like to buy it. All right, so this is the inside front cover. The design paper that I used is from a Prima collection. I have some little leaf appliques here that are from SM Tiffany Lane, and I just backed this beautiful image from Mrs. Cogg's Pink in the Garden set onto some sparkly pink I don't know how to say it. it's like, is it toil? Is it toile? I don't know, but it's thin, meshy material, and it's really pretty. I actually read an article the other day on a craft blog about how to properly pronounce it. I should have taken notes when I read that, but anyway. And then it's just backed on canvas and glued onto the design paper. There's a little lace pocket down here, and I just stuck a little postcard. You could stick, of course, way more things in there. This book is 4 signatures long. And there are 15 pages in each signature. And so that means that you have well over 230 pages in this book to journal on, to put pictures in, whatever you want to do with this journal. So here's the first page. I have lots of quotes sprinkled throughout. All of the pages are tea dyed except for the designer paper from Prima that is scattered throughout the book. The way that I tea dye is I dunk it in hot tea, then bake it in the oven, and then iron it. So it's heated 3 different times. And also all of my tea dyed pages are stenciled, although that may be difficult to see in the video because some of the stenciling is very light and very subtle, but it's there. And there will be pictures on my Etsy shop link that will, if you'd like to see kind of closer up of what certain pages look like. This beautiful applique on the front page here is from SM Tiffany Lane. So here we just have beautiful fabric tag, just some pages to journal on. This is just a design paper doily. Here's a little paper clip here that I did some beadwork on with a cute little image. I made some flashcards to just kind of sprinkle around as placeholders. You could, of course, clip anything you want here. They're also prompts for your journaling, however you want to use them, or you can remove them all together and put something else that you'd like to clip there if you like. Here's a lace pocket. I stuck a little index card in here. All of the images that you see throughout the album, the journal, including the ones on the index cards, have pockets. I always love little tuck spots, and so I just stuck a little postcard and a little flashcard in here, but they're just placeholders for you to know that that is a pocket and you can stick whatever you like in there. All right. So here's another, some beautiful quotes. I'm not going to read them all. I might read 1 or 2 here and there, but here's a folded index card, just a little flash card in there. I thought these ladies were so pretty, so I included them. Did some little lace work there. All right, moving on, we have some ledger paper. Here's one of those coilless safety pins with that I attached to this lace tab here with just some beautiful beadwork on it. Here's some of that design paper I was telling you about from Prima, and on the back I just made a very, very, very small pocket and just stuck a little postcard in there, but you could stick whatever you want in there. Here's a little owl clip with a beautiful digi from Mrs. Cogg's shop. I added some lace down the side, and then here is that beautiful beadwork. If you guys can see that, but there's some beadwork at the top of that owl clip there. The digis that you see on the paper, I print them before I tea dye, so they kind of get an antique-y look to them as well, which I think is really cool. Okay, so here is just more pages, you guys can see here. Some lace, some beautiful images. Again, they're all pockets. And I just stuck little postcards in some of them just to show that they are in fact pockets. Here's a larger lace pocket. This lace is from SM Tiffany Lane. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, like I said, everything's a pocket. So you have tons of little tuck spots for little notes or whatever you want to stick in there. I just stuck a little flashcard in there just to indicate that it is a pocket and to demonstrate that. But you can place whatever you like in there. Here is the center of the first signature. So I have some flashcards that I sewed to the tops of the pages, and I just stuck some tea-dyed tags in there with some washi tape along the bottom. And then I have a little folded index card in this one. And again, it's a little pocket, so I stuck a little flashcard in there that says roses. And same with this one as well. This one has a pocket, and I stuck this cute little girl, which is just a folded index card. And I just stuck a little flashcard in there to show that it is a pocket. So we'll stick this back in here. They're very generous pockets, so you can really fit, you know, you could probably fit 2 index cards if you wanted, without the chunky lace, of course. But yeah, so. All right, let's keep going. Here we have this little, I showed you up close, this little joy charm. Keep going. Hopefully the camera's picking up some of the stenciling because it really is pretty, and it's light enough, of course, so it won't interfere with your journaling. Here's just another little tea-dyed. Oh, by the way, everything is tea-dyed, including the index cards and the tags. So they're all tea-dyed, which I think really gives a really nice touch to everything. Here's a beautiful digi that I printed out and stuck with some owl clips. And here, as you can see, is that beadwork. Kind of showed you when I was standing up close, but there it is. Again, just some more beautiful images. This is a cut apart from the Prima collection, and I just stuck a couple of these in some of the pockets. I thought the sayings were really beautiful, and the back was not really that busy, so you could journal on the back if you wanted to. Another beautiful image that I have paper clipped in with some beadwork, and then of course a digi image that I put on the paper before tea dyeing. I put some flashcards on the back. Another little pocket there. More ledger paper. Here's that sunshine charm, which I just loved. I love this image from Mrs. Cog's shop from her Pink in the Garden set. And the quote that I chose to go with this image says, "The garden is a love song, a duet between a human being and Mother Nature." And I just loved that quote. This is a pocket, of course. You can stick whatever you like in there. Another lace fabric, or it's more like a crochet trim, I guess you'd call it. And I just stuck another tea-dyed index card in there that is a pocket. I promise. And I just stuck a little flashcard in there, but you can put whatever you want. I tried to dress up the index cards too by adding lace or ribbon or something, just for fun. Okay, there's another doily, some more design paper, coilless safety pin. And this is the end of the first signature. I love this quote by Claude Monet. It says, "I perhaps owe having become a painter to flowers." Love that. Love Monet. So here's the start of the second signature. As you can see, these are 2 beautiful rose images from Mrs. Cog's shop. And they're both pockets. So I'm going to try to go a little bit quicker now. Here's a really cool ad paper. It's just design paper. And this design paper is tea-dyed. The only thing in the journal that is not tea-dyed is the Prima paper. All right. So just more places to journal. A fun quote from Lord of the Rings, and you know, these are little pockets, very beautiful images. Here we have a beautiful lace pocket, and look at that lace. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And that is from SM Tiffany Lane. Here is the tea-dyed index card I put in there. Again, just it does have a little pocket on the side for you to tuck something into. More ledger paper. Here's that little locket charm that does open up. a clipped-in image here. Another one. This is an image, just a digi that I tea dyed on the paper, printed directly on the paper, and then tea dyed it, I should say. All of the images, by the way, in this journal are, of course, copyright free, so there's no problem with any of the images. They're all public domain. Here's a cute little image with a little tea-dyed index card that I put in that has a little pocket. That just tucks right in there. Couple pages of the Edith Holden paper is in here from her book. Love Edith Holden. It's hard to tear apart that book, but I bought myself another one to not tear apart. Aren't I bad? I'm so bad. Little pocket here. Here's one of those coilless safety pins. Here's another beautiful lace pocket. This lace comes from SM Tiffany Lane. Here is the little index card that I have in this pocket. And the images on the index cards, by the way, are just smaller images that I did of some of the larger ones. I could only find so many images, of course, that are public domain, that are in the public domain and beautiful enough that I wanted to include in the journal. So for the index cards, I just decided to make them smaller and put some of the same images on there. But of course, the recipient of this journal can remove them, do whatever, you know, stick whatever you want in the pockets and do whatever you want with the little index cards. They're just really placeholders to show you what you could do with the journal if you wanted to. Here's another pocket. I have another tea-dyed index card with a little flash card in there. It's a pocket. So a pocket within a pocket. Let me just go ahead and try to stick that in a little better. There we go. Okay. Oops. You know what? I need to pick it. I need to slide it just a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Then over here, I have just a couple flashcards that I sewed. This is the center of the second signature. I have a couple flashcards that I sewed to the page, and I just stuck some little tags in there with some washi tape on them. And this image was just a public domain image that I put right on the paper before tea dyeing. Another index card with a little flash card inside of it. Another image, beautiful pocket there. Another Edith Holden page. I picked all of the pages that had pink flowers on them. All right, here's another image that's a pocket. Beautiful image up here that's clipped, and you can see the beads. So I showed you these kind of up close earlier, but there are beads attached there. I did add some flower trim to the side. Here's this beautiful image that's on the back. The little girl with the bird and the pink flowers there. All right, let's keep going. This beautiful image from Mrs. Cog's shop is clipped with 2 paper clips, and you can see the beadwork there, which again, I did show you closer up earlier. And this is an image that I just clipped to the back. This little coilless safety pin has a little ladybug charm, or bead rather, on it. It's a small coilless safety pin. So I just have a couple small beads and a ladybug. I thought that was cute. More ledger paper, more pockets. There's lots of stuff in here. This is actually a little card from a Graphic 45, the Fairy collection. And that's simply because this quote here has to do with fairies in the garden, and I couldn't find a public domain image that I liked. So I just pulled out my Graphic 45 collection and added this little card to the journal. Here's a beautiful little image here, and I just put some pink muslin behind it. Little side pocket here that I made with some ribbon. And of course, this is a image that has a pocket as well. All right, we'll keep moving along here. And that is the end of the second signature. This is just some beautiful pink dyed cheesecloth that I got from SM Tiffany Lane, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Here is the beginning of the third signature, and I just folded up one of those cards from the paper collection. It says, I love you, 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 just lots of different times. You can, of course, put whatever you want in the pocket. I just stuck that. All right, I'm gonna go a little faster now. You can see flowers there on the beautiful coilless safety pin. some beautiful images that are pockets, of course. And here's a tea-dyed little index card that is stuck in that pocket. Here's a little thin, narrow pocket, but you can stick all kinds of stuff in. This one says Choose Kindness, and it's from that Prima paper pack. But you could put whatever you wanted in this pocket. Clipped image with some beautiful beadwork at the top. That's the image clipped to the back. Oops, that's that little paper clip was askew. All right, another beautiful image. This a pocket, another narrow pocket. That card there was from the Prima collection. This has a pocket to it. A little clipped image here from Mrs. Cogshop. So cute. A little flash card I put on the back. This has a pocket. I put a little flash card in there. Here is another pocket with a tea-dyed index card that has a pocket inside of it. Here's that huge, beautiful bead on the coilless safety pin. So I'm just a little careful when I turn that page, but I have had no problems with it being too heavy for the paper or ripping the paper or anything like that. Here is the center of the third signature. I have two flashcards that I've sewn in, and I just have some tags there. As you can see, they're tea-dyed. In here, I just have a cute little small image of another image that's seen later in the album. Same in here. These are just smaller images, just again to indicate to the recipient that these are pockets. Alrighty, here's that hope charm that I showed you earlier. Here is another tea-dyed index card with an image that has a little tuck spot in it. Here's another tuck spot here, and I placed this index card in there. Tons of room for journaling, as you can see. I like to kind of really go all out and have lots of images. Oops, I forgot to stick a little something in this pocket here, but this is a little pocket. I'll stick something in there before I put this up on Etsy, maybe a little postcard or something, just to indicate that it is a pocket. But as I was saying, I like to kind of go all out with the beadwork, and I like to have lots of images. But as you can see, many of the images, I should say, are paper clipped, or with an owl clip or a paper clip. And so that way the recipient can remove them if they wish. You can journal underneath them, and it doesn't mess up with your journaling space. The images that are not paper clipped are all sewn in. So there is a lot of sewing in this book. Trust me, I spent a lot of time at the sewing machine, but I loved it. I love every minute of it. I never sewed once before I started making these junk journals, and I'm really loving it. So here's another beautiful image here with some of that cheesecloth from SM Tiffany Lane behind it, that I sewed behind it. Beautiful image here with some paper clips and some beautiful beadwork. Here's just a pocket here. I'd sewed these two little flashcards on with some tags inside of them. This is just some beautiful ribbon that I found that I just glued with Fabri-Tac along the side there. I keep saying I'm gonna go faster. I'm sorry, guys. I never know the balance. I know I want people to see everything, but I also don't want to bore. This is the beginning of the last signature, which is the fourth signature. And as you can see, I mounted this gorgeous image, again, with that pink dyed cheesecloth from SM Tiffany Lane. Here's another doily, more ledger paper. Here's a pocket that has a pocket inside on the index card. Here's a little leaf charm. That's the little image on the back. Here's just some smaller images that are inside this pocket, just to show that it is a pocket. A beautiful image here with some gorgeous beadwork. Again, that's what's on what I clipped to the back. Here's another Edith Holden page, as you can see there, beautiful. And then just some more. Here's a pocket with another tea-dyed index card that has a little pocket in it, and then Be the Game Changer. I liked that. That was from that Prima collection, so I just folded it and stuck it in there. Just some more smaller images in these pockets, again, just to indicate that they are in fact pockets. Do What Makes You Happy is from the Prima collection as well. I just folded that and stuck it there. Here's a beautiful coilless safety pin with some beautiful beadwork on it. Another of my index cards, the image and the pocket. Some flashcards that I sewed on with some tea-dyed tags. Large image here that has some beautiful beadwork at the top. And that's what I clipped to the back there. Another pocket. This one has a top-loading little pocket, or tuck spot I should say. It's for little tiny notes or something, or whatever you want to stick in there. This is a side pocket, so I stuck in here just another tea-dyed index card with an image, and then another one of those Prima cards from the paper collection. It says the flower doesn't dream of the bee, it blossoms and the bee comes. So I really loved those. So I just stuck these in this little narrow side pocket like that. Here's a little image in these just to show these are pockets. Another one of the Prima cards, a beautiful image, and on the back a couple flashcards that I clipped. Here is another Edith Holden page, which I love. There's bees on the back, so it kind of goes perfectly with that one quote from the Prima card that I just showed you. Here's a little coilless safety pin with some beadwork. We are almost done, guys. Here's a beautiful image. It's a pocket. Here's a couple flashcards that I sewed in and added some tags. This is an image that I put right on the paper before tea dyeing. Here's a index card that goes in this beautiful lace pocket, which again came from SM Tiffany Lane. Beautiful image I have here with some beautiful beadwork. More ledger paper, doily, and then this is the last page of the journal. Beautiful image here, and the quote is, "A garden to walk in, an immensity to dream. What more could he ask? A few flowers at his feet, and above him the stars." And that's Victor Hugo from Les Miserables. So I had to have that quote in there. I love Les Miserables. All right, and then this is the inside of the back cover with this gorgeous little image here from Mrs. Cog's shop. And then these two filigrees from SM Tiffany Lane. And I did another little tiny lace pocket, and I just stuck a little postcard in there. So that is the journal, guys. This is kind of what it looks like all opened up. I do send clothespins to folks who buy my journals that help kind of keep the pages open so you can journal wherever you wish. So I send several clothespins if you buy one of my journals. Again, I will have all of the links below to Mrs. Cog's awesome shop, to the digis that I used for this album, or journal rather, to some of the Etsy stores that I used, and of course to Mrs. Cog's course on teaching you how to create beautiful journals just like this. So, and make sure you check that out because I have a code for a major discount, and that'll be below in the description box. So I thank you so much as always for stopping by. I hope that you loved this journal walkthrough, and again, it is for sale on my Etsy shop, so I will have that link for you below. Thanks so much, and I will catch you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.